All the way from just another shooting game to one of the most successful games of the entire decade. And this is what the game looks like today. This is the entire history of Brawl Stars. But first off, going all the way back to 2017. Yes, 2017. Now, you probably ask yourself, why 2017? Because Brawl Stars got released in 2018. Well, 14th of June in 2017, Brawl Stars was announced on a live stream. So let's take a look at it.
So what this is going to be is a live stream of this brand new game from Supercell, which is basically called Brawl Stars. And it looks to be, I've had a couple of games on it, it looks to be type of a top-down shooter. A couple of things to tell you is that this is now available on iOS, and only available from the Canadian App Store. So if you can work out how to change your region in order to download it, then go ahead. But there we are.
As you saw in the clip I showed you from the live stream, Brawl Stars was soft launched exclusively for iOS in Canada, and yeah, this is how it looked. Auto-aim didn't exist and there were only a few brawlers. So unlike Supercell, their previous games, this was something different. Unlike Clash of Clans or Clash Royale, which are more strategic and involve building or deploying troops, in Brawl Stars you control a character directly, moving and aiming with your fingers. It wasn't even certain whether Supercell would go global with Brawl Stars. They were known to cancel games during soft launch phases. For example, this game called Clash Quest was announced by Supercell back in 2021.
So let's jump into the first game. It's a turn-based tactical adventure strategy game titled Clash Quest.
So basically how it works is you start with a set amount of troops in your army, and the way to get stronger is to get more units in your army. This game is basically a combination between Clash of Clans and Clash Royale, but unfortunately 6 months after the game was soft launched, Supercell decided to stop working on the game, so it never launched worldwide. And the reason why Supercell decided to stop working on the game is because it didn't perform well in the soft launch phase. And Supercell only wants to release a game worldwide if they believe that the game can become a top 10 hit in the App Store. And this is just one of the 7 games Supercell decided to never release worldwide. Over a year of testing, Brawl Stars officially launched globally on December 12, 2018, and the hype was massive. Brawl Stars got millions of downloads within days. The game ranked #1 in many countries, and it got 38 million downloads in its first month, which made it the second most downloaded game of that month. And they obviously got a lot of money from its popularity. To be fair, they made $63 million in its first month. That is $7 million more than the average income of Brawl Stars per month in 2025. Now let's talk about some of the biggest content creators of this time period. Lex, Benton1 and Ray were some of the first content creators who really blew up when Brawl Stars was first released.
What is going on, guys? This is Ben here. Hopefully you all are doing well. Today we are going to be trying to unlock every single brawler. Got more gems while we were at it too. Poco, so there's our Poco. Oh, double box? We get Penny. We get 3 brawlers. Oh my gosh, we got it! We got the triple mega box!
3, 2, Primo! Talk about patience, because patience is a virtue really that you need to possess, and sometimes it's best if, if things aren't going your way, that you just go ahead and just wait, just take a step back, wait, and just kind of chill out. Take a moment to really reflect.
Come on! They mainly focused on uploading tutorials, strategy guides and challenges. And now we're gonna talk about one of the most, if not the most, loved Brawl Stars YouTuber in Brawl Stars history. RZM64. RZM started his channel by posting highlight clips of Mortis, and he was growing insanely fast. But things really blew up when he started collaborating with Ice Piper and Harold, or better known as the 64 gang. It became way more than just a name, it became a whole trend. Suddenly everyone wanted 64 in their name, and even to this day you still see players with 64 in their usernames. The impact RZM had on the game is crazy, but there's one content creator who definitely was the most important for the beginning of Brawl Stars, and that YouTuber I'm talking about is OJ, whose real name is Jimmy Chow. Born on October 25th, 1989. Growing up in Canada, as a kid he loved playing games like StarCraft and Warcraft, which you and I probably don't even know. Jimmy's friends suggested him to start a YouTube channel, so that's exactly what he did. He didn't actually start his YouTube journey with Brawl Stars like many of the fans already know. He got popular by playing Clash Royale. After a year of making videos of Clash Royale, he already hit 300,000 subscribers. So when Brawl Stars was soft launched in Canada in mid-2017, OG was in the perfect position. Not only was he already a successful creator, but he also lived in the country where the game was first released.
What's up everyone, it's OJ. So it's 1 AM in Canada and Brawl Stars just launched. Let's check it out right now.
He literally jumped on the game immediately when it came out, and because he was already popular before Brawl Stars even came out, he introduced a lot of his fans to the game when it was released. That's why I think you could argue that without creators like OJ, the global hype for Brawl Stars might have taken longer to build. By the way, let me know in the comments if you would like to see a full video about the story of OJ. In 2019, the Brawl Stars competitive scene began to take form with the first Brawl Stars Championship Challenge, allowing players to qualify for real tournaments. Players from all around the world were fighting for a spot in the finals, but getting there wasn't easy. It all started with the 15 win challenge. If you lost 4 of the 15 games, you were out. No second chances. So yeah, you definitely needed some good teammates. Only the most consistent teams could earn enough points across the year to qualify for the grand finals on stage. Players like Tom, now with Tribe Gaming, and Spen LC, who was competing with Nova back then, really stood out during the first championship. Tribe Gaming finished in the second place, while Nova ended up winning the first ever Brawl Stars championship. In 2019, Supercell added a lot of new content to the game. In April, the company introduced a new game mode called Siege, which is now not seen in the game for over 2 years. And they also released star powers to the game, but that's definitely not everything, because
in the mid of the month, we're going to introduce the new brawler, G.
Coming in March, we've got a brand new brawler named Carl, Rosa,
Bibi, Tick,
8-Bit, Sandy, MC.
all these brawlers were released, and they also released the best skin in the game called
Hypercharge Colt. Yes!
Man, I'm so happy that I bought this one when it was in the shop last time. But let's now move on to the next chapter, and that is 2020. This was another amazing year for Brawl Stars. The updates were really great, and when I say really great, I mean really great. In May they added the first ever Brawl Pass into the game, and after that the amount of money players were spending on the game was increased by 27.5%. But I'm pretty sure that Supercell already knew that this was gonna work extremely well, because they also did it in Clash of Clans with the Golden Pass and in Clash Royale with the Pass Royale. So after they saw the success of a pass in Clash Royale and Clash of Clans, Supercell knew that they had to add a pass to Brawl Stars too. And throughout the year, Supercell kept adding more and more to the game. Map Maker, pins, new game modes like Trophy Steve and Super City Rampage, and a whole lot more. But not everything in 2020 went smoothly, especially when it came to the esports. There was a lot of drama going on. Meow was beefing with Drake, Rama and Bobby. When they would lose, he would make fun of them on Twitter, and the internet did not like this. People would say things like Meow decided to beef with everyone one day. And to be honest, it is pretty entertaining to see Meow going crazy on everyone on Twitter. But Meow wasn't the only person to beef with a lot of the esports players, because one time Foot had to play against SK Gaming, and after Foot had won, Drake said something that a lot of people got upset with.
I actually can't speak. I don't know how to feel right now. We just actually focused up the whole game. Those guys suck, by the way. SK suck, and I hope they enjoy LCQ. But yeah, we're going straight to Worlds, and now we're going for the trophy now.
Yeah, SK Gaming obviously didn't like this, but luckily for them, this happened.
But Foot take the gems back and even it out. Yoshi able to get back. This is not the ideal gem carrier for you, though. Gale is short range, can't really get involved at these fights at longer distances. Gravity pop, no connection here from OP, but Semantic's gonna fall down here. Gem still in the hands of SK Gaming. Shadow Realm for Chaos. That wasn't who Lenar wanted. He needs to get closer to Yoshi, but SK Gaming. Small. They conquer their rivals. Look at them Esports. What do you have to say now?
And there even was more drama with the Brawl Stars esports because organizations like Kazmec and earlier Vanguard faced accusations of withholding prize money or salaries from their players. But I'm not going farther into the details or else this video will be way too long. But let's now move on to the next year, and that is 2021. This is the year where I uploaded my first ever video on YouTube. And the video basically just shows off me playing knockout against bots. And even to this day, that's the best video I've ever made. Now, the year 2021 started off with Season 5 called Star Force, or better known as the season with Colonel Ruffs. And in March, Supercell dropped Power League, which is basically the old version of Ranked, but it was a great new feature to the game, because Power League gave players a real reason to grind the game, whether it was for exclusive skins or just to prove your skill. The players liked it. Then came Season 6 in April, where Bella was introduced to the game. And around that time during Brawler Days, we also got Stu, which is one of my personal favorite brawlers. But my favorite season of the year definitely was Season 7, called Jurassic Split. And here Supercell introduced Boss to the game. And I love this season, and especially Boss Brawl Pass skin. It just felt like the perfect season for the summer. And in November we got Lola. So yeah, overall 2021 was just a great year for Brawl Stars. I mean, it was definitely not better than 2019 and 2020, but the updates and everything were still great, so yeah. But let's now move on to the next year, and that is 2022. So as you probably already noticed, I really think that 2019, 2020 and 2021 were amazing years for Brawl Stars. But one thing every game always struggles with is keep making great updates and just keeping the game fun. But that is way harder than most of you probably think it is, because if a game stays the same when you think it is perfect, after a while it would still get bored. And the developers know that too, so they know that they have to come up with some ideas for new features and stuff to add to the game, or sometimes even replace things in the game. Well, that's exactly what happened with Brawl Stars in 2022.
Tired of not getting what you want from boxes? What if I tell you getting rid of probabilities is a lot easier than that? And what if I tell you you can get the brawler you want? It's just a matter of time.
This sounds like a fantastic idea, Paula.
This is all true in this new system we will be releasing in the next update.
And please don't freak out now, but this new system will be replacing boxes.
Loot boxes were completely removed, and that's when they introduced something called Star Roll along with credits and chroma credits. For the first time ever, players could actually choose which brawler they wanted to unlock. No more gambling, just a clear path forward. And the reason why Brawl Stars did this is because of fairness, because if you would just spend a lot of money on the game, you could open a bunch of boxes and then you would just get any brawler you want. Some people like this and other people hated this, but whatever your opinion was, this change was easily the biggest risk I've ever seen a game make. Technically, it wasn't a bad decision for Brawl Stars if you look at the player count, but do you think Brawl Stars made the right decision by removing boxes, or do you think it was a bad decision? Let me know in the comments. And throughout the year, we got new game modes like duels, and me personally, I really enjoyed this game mode when it came out, and there were 9 new brawlers added all over the year. So let's jump into the next year, and that is 2023. The year started off strong because they added Maisie, which is my favorite brawler in the game. In September we got the update where they introduced Hypercharge to the game, and I can confidently say that this update was worse than Vultures 2 by Kanye West. And if you've never heard that album, well, then you're good. No, but the reason I really think Hypercharge was a bad new feature to the game is because first of all, it takes no skill. You just press a button and suddenly your brawler is insanely strong, and it's really pay to win. You have to pay 5,000 coins to unlock a brawler's Hypercharge or 149 gems, and it makes the game super chaotic, which isn't fun in my opinion. But yeah, like I said earlier in the video, Brawl Stars has to come up with new ideas for every update, so I know it's not easy for them to add every update great new features to the game, but for me this just wasn't it. Later in the year, Brawl Stars brought back basketball to the game after more than 3 years, and then we entered 2024. And at the end of the video we'll take a look at yearly statistics for Brawl Stars to see which year was the most and least successful, so stay tuned. Early in 2024, chroma credits and the chromatic brawler rarity was completely removed from Brawl Stars. All the chromatic brawlers were moved into the Star Road system and replaced with existing rarity, epic, mythic or legendary, depending on how rare they were intended to be. And the Brawl Pass also got a big rework. Previously a season lasted almost 2 months, but now 1 month. I think one new pass every month is better because people will lose interest if they already finished the pass after a month and they still have to wait another month for a new pass. And at the end of the year, Supercell randomly did a collab with Toy Story and added Buzz Lightyear to the game as a free brawler that everyone could play for around a month. And they added other things like skins, Colt, BB, Jessie, Surge and more. And you can still buy them until January 2026. Now let's move on to the final year we'll be talking about, which is 2025.
Our most recent update, Masteries. Honestly, it's not been fun. I've been depressed. I've been so upset. Honestly, Brawl Stars messed up with Masteries. They really did.
There's a lot of community feedback and anger about this update. There is a lot. If you go on any social media, it is pure negativity. A lot of it is for good reason.
Welcome to Brawl Talk! We have a new trophy road rework inspired by Star Park itself. 9 new Hypercharges including Kit and Shade. New skins including Angels and Demons. 2 new Brawlers, Ellie the Mechanic Assassin and Frank.
But the reason why the community is so angry is because of this.
As you may have noticed, we removed Masteries and replaced them with Record.
The internet would say things like, hey, actually good progression part is gone. What the f are they thinking? It's like Clash Royale removing Season Shop. If you scroll through the Brawl Stars Reddit server, there's so many people complaining about the latest update. If you want to read all of this, you can pause the video. But why did everyone hate this update so bad? Well, I'll explain to you in a second, because back on February 28th of 2023, Brawl Stars released a new feature to the game called Masteries. You could get a bunch of rewards from it. Credits, coins, power points, everything you need, and obviously the Mastery titles. But now that they removed it, they replaced it with something called Records. And the reason why everyone hates it is because it's way harder than grinding Masteries. For example, this challenge where I have to stun 3 brawlers with 1 super and knockout. Or here where I have to stun 3 enemies with 1 super 2 times in a single match of solo showdown. Like, how am I even supposed to do this? However, Supercell obviously noticed very fast that this was a bad new change to the game. So they kind of apologized to the community. But even though we don't exactly know what Supercell is going to do now, I'm pretty sure that they are gonna change the record system, probably by making the challenges easier and the rewards better. But to end this video, we're going to take a look at Brawl Stars' most and least successful year. And this is for every year except 2025, because 2025 isn't over yet, so we're not counting that. Starting with the least successful year, which is 2023. In 2023, Brawl Stars made around $155 million, which made it the least successful year for Brawl Stars. Moving on to the second least successful year for Brawl Stars, which is 2022. In this year, Brawl Stars made $241 million. And the fourth most successful year for Brawl Stars is 2019. In 2019, Brawl Stars made $422 million. Now moving on to the next year, which is the third most successful year for Brawl Stars, which is 2021. In this year, Brawl Stars made $345 million. Now moving on to the second most successful year for Brawl Stars, which is 2020. In 2020, Brawl Stars made $454 million. And Brawl Stars, its most successful year ever, is 2024. In this year, Brawl Stars made around $600 million.